The indigenous people of Kpaduma community in Abuja are calling for the intervention of the federal government to stop developers from continuous harassment and encroachment on their lands. Some members of the community have threatened to take up arms in order to protect themselves from these harassments. Correspondent Maria Mohammed reports.
Thousands of original inhabitants of Abuja were displaced to make way for the construction of Nigeria's new capital in 1976. Today, many of these people are angry at the way the only home they've ever known have been portrayed as a no-man's land. Under the Nigerian law, the government can revoke land ownership from its citizens through compulsory acquisitions and compensation, which is recognized under the Land Use Act. Section 28 of the Act endows with power to revoke rights of occupancy, while Section 29 of same Act obliges states to pay compensation for revoking occupancy rights. The FCT's Chief of Town Planning, Mr. Hope Thompson, explains that many indigenous communities and villages have expanded beyond their settlements. Most of these expansions, he says, are illegal transaction of land made by the communities themselves, despite sensitization campaigns by the FCTA on land allocations. But Kpaduma indigents are not buying this and are frustrated by what they see as injustice, and they have not been compensated in any way. Community leaders urges the federal government to stop developers from harassing the community and to obey court restriction orders. They plead for government to consider integrating local homesteads with estates rather than resettling natives elsewhere, as most of them are fond of their homes and heritage.
We are saying enough is enough. They should take action to see that this village has been incorporated in the master plan. Like the youth last said, we have gotten the judgment restraining every security personnel, every security agencies in this federal capital territory to come in here. Even the federal government to come in here to do any activities until when the judgment has come to an end.
The indigents pride themselves as peace-loving people, but say on the ongoing displacement means they must become more aggressive.
Inside this lockdown, these people came yesterday. People are looking for what they will eat. There is a problem in the land. There is an affliction in the land. People are looking for a way out, and you are coming to oppress the people again. So my candid advice for the government is that rather than them going about seeing how to allocate land for people, they should come in and see how to dialogue with the community and ask them their problem.
The consensus amongst these leaders is that adequate attention from the federal government has not been given to them in terms of infrastructural developments.
The government was sincere enough. They will have made provision for us. We too, we need a comfortable and habitable resettlement or whatever policy they think they can adopt. We've been agitating for integration.
Let me say, the community is developing. We lack of road, good road, no water, no hospital.
The indigenous people have sworn to take up arms if that is the only way to ensure engagement with the government.
Despite the pandemic situations in the country and a court restraining order, the Kpaduma community in the FCTA are still being harassed on a regular basis by the developers. Maria Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.